Welcome
in. Hello.
Welcome to the MUSOS podcast.
Hi guys.
We are the MUSOS. We've got two visitors here. This is the first one we've done in Sydney in a very long time.
Yep.
We're on Tom's family estate. But yeah, so today we have the wonderful Erin Shay Si Hopman with us, and we're going to find out all about the MUSOS behind the music. But first, what I need to know is, are alpacas just giraffe crossed with sheep?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Alpacas, llamas.
Yeah, are they the same
just
thing
like,
though? Are they the same as an alpaca, a llama?
That's not my question. Are they just like, did like a giraffe meet a sheep one time and then llamas and alpacas came to being?
I feel like it was kind of that, but also a cockatoo was somewhere involved as well.
A cockatoo.
A cockatoo. Yeah, because they've got like the little mohawky thing.
Yeah, okay.
I was taking that a completely different way. Cockatoo was in there as well. I was like,
no, that's peacock.
That's birds and bees.
Well, but speaking of, actually, do you know
what did you just find out
I know,
about?
I'm about to say that.
Yeah.
Do you know, I only found out now. Simon's like, oh, how did you not know this? No, okay. Did you know that the peacock? Yes, I know that the peacock is the dude, obviously, because it's called a peacock. But that the peacock and the peahen, right? That the peacock's the one.
There's a peahen?
With all
The guy.
But he's like, isn't that not like he's got
With
all the
the-
feathers
the
and all, like, all the
frills.
glam and the glitz?
It's to attract the woman.
I know.
Yeah.
So there's a peahen.
Yeah.
Yes, the peahen
Yeah.
is the chick.
I never knew there was a peahen.
See?
I thought they were all
You're
She's not a
welcome.
chick.
Wow.
Well, she starts off as a chick and then she's a hen.
Peahen.
I don't know, but what?
I don't think I've ever seen a peahen.
No,
I
not
guess
the
I guess
chick-
I would have
that's a
thought of a
chicken.
peacock that's not like doing its thing.
Baby,
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, what is the correct term for a baby peacock hen?
Sorry?
Is it
A
really?
pea chick.
I guess any
A chickpea.
baby
Is
bird
it?
is a chick, isn't
It's
it?
a chickpea.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Oh, what?
Yes.
No, isn't that for chickens?
Yeah, that's what I just
I thought-
said.
But
No,
isn't
but
it?
like a little baby
A baby
duck.
bird.
Oh, it's a chick. What about?
A baby bird. It's just a baby bird.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
No, I
We're not
thought
going
it
to
was
fact check
chick
it.
too.
I thought
Any
all
little
baby
baby
birds.
I never
Chicks.
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just referred them. That was a baby
All
chicken.
baby birds are chicks.
Google
Does
it.
that sound right?
Question mark, exclamation mark, shocked face. There's the
Hey,
thumbnail.
you guys keep talking. No, our phones. We have to use one of your phones.
Oh,
This
Google it.
happens
All
every
right,
time.
I think we should. Otherwise, we never fact check anything we talk
Nothing.
about. And
Then,
so
like,
there's just
And
heaps.
usually I will say some outrageous things, but it's the more outrageous things that I say are the ones that are actually true and the ones that nobody believes me.
Baby bird.
I'll make some
Cool.
serious claims.
Yeah. Yeah.
My favourite one of all.
Hatchling.
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 Names.
I mean, that's kind of a boring way of saying it.
I thought that
Okay,
might be
well,
like
hang
a
on.
pre-chick.
and
Yeah,
apparently
I'd
there are
say-
Like
several
that-
names.
that's when they're like.
Their first come. Yeah.
Several
There are
names,
several names.
including Steve.
Correct. Hatchling is a very recently hatched baby bird that does not yet have more than sparse down and may not have opened their eyes or any ability to care for itself. This term is frequently used to refer to altricial chicks that are born near naked. They are
Interesting.
naked. A nestling. A nestling is a young bird that is several days old and covered with fluffy down. These birds are more active and demanding, but are not yet ready to care for themselves. So, like an infant.
Yeah.
right.
Hatchling,
Exactly.
nestling,
Then you've got a fledgling.
and
Fledgling.
A fledgling, a young bird that has developed most
Chicken
of its
nugget.
flight feathers and is very nearly ready to leave the nest, and it's called a fledgling.
No.
Then you've got a juvenile.
Oh.
Then a sub-adult.
oh, so we've really like we were
Yeah.
just glossing over it with
Yeah.
But
you
then you've
know.
got baby bird names
Yeah.
for specific bird families: chicken, cockerel, pullet, crane, dove. Like the squab and a squeaker is the baby bird for a dove. Then you got the duckling for a
squeaker.
duck.
Of course, a duckling's a duck.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I was
You
like,
said
I was
duck
like,
and
I
you
was
said
like,
chick. You were
no.
like, yeah, it's a chick. And I was looking
I
at you
guess-
going,
no, but
I
they
feel
kind
like
of
there's another word for that
ducklings.
one.
Yeah, no, I was trying to find it, and then I was like,
A chick is just for a baby chicken.
I was just trying to imagine
There you
like a
go.
baby duck, and they're so fluffy, and I was like, that's like a chick.
There's
Duckling.
a story called The Ugly Duckling.
Yeah.
So it's
we
basically
didn't
the
have
chick-
to fact check that, did we? We could have just realised
Probably
they're called
could've.
ducklings and moved on.
No, but you see, the chick is basically, like I say, a reference just for a chickling or
A chickling.
a hot woman.
Did that reference of a chick as for a hot woman come from like the chick
Rotisserie chickens, because they're usually hot.
and spinning around?
Yeah.
Poles?
On poles, spinning on poles. A hot
that
bird
maybe?
spinning around on a pole.
That could be it. Do you reckon that's it?
Probably.
Probably. Well, because I guess basically all like the exotic dancers that
Yeah.
use poles for their work place
Chick.
and their
Hot
job
chick.
basically do the same thing.
So some guy was like, "That's a hot chick,"
That's
and they were
hot.
like, "Where?" Like, we're outside. He's like, "Over there, like on the beach." And then people are like, "What?" And like, "Oh, I see what it means." Like, it's and then he would have
Chick.
explained,
Do you
and
think
then
it
it
was just like
became
some
a thing.
person just rolling in the sand?
I'm
just like,
going to be. I think it came. It started as a pet name.
A pet name.
Yeah,
Of
as
someone?
in like as in you calling someone like she's I don't know, like you call someone something like honey,
like like chica,
chick,
chick.
because
It
she's
could
like a
come from
sweet,
chica.
like a
Yeah,
like a,
it might
like
might
that.
have been like a language.
But I think
But then
chica,
where did
I think
where did
chica is
chica come from?
it's like Spanish for chick,
Spanish,
isn't it?
yeah.
And they're
I
over
don't know.
there in Spain being like spinning on a. If I could speak Spanish, I'd say like hot chick spinning on a pole.
I'm not
Not comfortable with this?
just.
For those of
it's-
you who aren't watching,
they've got
Erin is
evil
trying to
eyes.
shoo away a pigeon by blowing
What's
at
a baby
it.
pigeon? It's a baby pigeon.
If
Yeah,
you
what-
just, their eyes are just like
Oh, they've
constantly
got
like.
a funny name. What are baby pigeons called? They've got a funny name.
Do they?
Really?
Is that a pigeon or a duck? No, it's a pigeon.
Yeah.
Shall I Google
It's
this
not
for
a
you?
duck.
It's a duckling.
It's a duckling.
It's, look at it. It's like its eyes are. They don't blink.
Do you not
I
have
literally just watched
pigeons
it
in
blink.
Melbourne?
I literally
Yeah.
just watched it blink.
I just.
I
stay
just
away
saw
from
it
them.
blink.
He knows we're looking at.
He's not
Wait,
blinking
mate,
at
do you want to come on the
See,
pod?
just blinked
Yeah,
again.
Yeah, it was like. It was like.
Are
the
you
fastest
going to say
blink- it's
how
like-
fast his blink? You're complaining he blinks too fast now.
Yep.
Hmm.
Because
Hey,
he's
did
just.
I need to see him slowly
Blink once. Did
make
you want to
me
come on the pod?
Well, he's not being like, oh, he's blinks slower. It's more like, oh, I'm just
Isn't it? Wouldn't it be
Like a
creepy?
cartoon.
If someone,
innocent. Exactly.
like a
But if someone
Disney,
You blink
like,
fast.
like the fluttered.
but wouldn't no? But if someone did a really slow blink, isn't that just creepy?
No, it's more like, oh.
Y-
I don't
yeah,
know,
well,
it's
you
more
want
like
the pigeon
such-
to
it's-
flirt with you, is what you're saying now.
Well, yeah, I'd rather a pigeon flirt with me than be like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to come and
That's
get
true.
you. Why do you think they had the movie The Birds? And, well, like, they use them as basically an attack, like, serial killers. They're
I
serial
haven't
killers.
done
they're
this
There's
pigeons.
lots of horror movies that involve random objects, and it's not because all of them are
Birds are the worst.
psychotic.
You would find, do you know, like, just on average, it's like a lot of chicks are freaked out by birds. So why do we get called chicks?
Maybe it's because they're scared of them.
I thought you meant like chicks are freaked out by birds, and I'm like, but they are birds.
Yeah, which is why they're all weirded out and they don't blink.
Yeah.
I love that we brought the story all the way around.
Right.
Bang.
Bang. But did we answer? Like, I'm still.
The llama
I was
question?
wondering about the whole like llama alpaca thing. I was still on that. I'm still wondering if it's some sort of cross,
What do you mean?
like giraffe cross
I don't.
sheep.
No, it's not a giraffe cross sheep.
No.
it's not.
But
That's a stupid
wasn't there
question I
something
used to
about-
start the conversation.
But no, wasn't there something about zebras? Isn't there something about them with their like genes and the way they're
They're
bred?
They should-
There's something with the genetic that made them get the stripes.
They're not the
No?
genes I was thinking of, just the giraffe wearing some
but
jeans.
Wasn't there
the
something like
stripes
that?
are like a fingerprint.
No.
Don't they
have
come
you
from
heard-
like a chromosome thing?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
But
No,
you
I
know,
don't
like,
It-
if you which way, if you had to put jeans on a giraffe, or no, it's a dog one. If you have to put jeans on pants on a dog, which way do you put them? Do you put them with their tail, like their back legs, or do they wear on all fours? Their pants come up to like their waist, and they're up all fours.
It's back
So,
legs.
so should they cover their bits or not?
Well, it would either way.
yeah. If they're
Would it?
wearing, if they,
Oh.
they cover,
Which
it's
way-
just to cover the genitals. They're just
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
they're
but you
on-
leave the front paws out.
So you leave the front
Yeah.
pocket, so it's
yeah,
just the
put
back
a
half?
t-shirt on that bit.
Okay,
Yep.
where do you put a tie on a giraffe? Is it like right up around the chin bit, or is it,
It depends.
down like around here?
Has he done all his buttons up?
Well, how high do the buttons go?
Well, they cover your neck, don't they?
What do they? I don't know.
As a, is
Do
he
you-
wearing a turtleneck?
Is he well, exactly? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. If he's not wearing a turtleneck, then it's just
It's
around
down around the
yeah,
collarbone?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting, right?
Mm.
You see two pictures. I was like, I
Imagine,
don't know.
I'm just thinking of like a giraffe's like Adam's apple. I think imagine like you go to like a carnival or a fair. You know, you hit the hammer on the thing.
I
and
just had that thought as you were saying it.
hammer on the button and,
Yeah.
and it shoots up and hits the bell.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine a
Is that what
giraffe's
the Adam's apple-
When
just
it
goes all the way
swallows.
up into
Yeah.
That'd be good fun, wouldn't it?
I love this conversation. Do you see what
Right,
happens?
yeah, yeah.
This is what happens with me. Yeah.
Animal chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I don't. Giraffes did not mate with sheep to make llamas and alpacas.
But you
Just to
weren't
confirm
there.
that.
You don't know.
I wasn't there. I was busy.
Like, they
doing
came
other
from
things.
somewhere.
They did come from somewhere.
They
You're right.
definitely did.
And yeah, they're probably in the same place at one point or another. With
Google
cockatoo.
definitely
With a
has the
cockatoo.
answer.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
But the zebra thing, the stripes are a fingerprint. No two zebras have the same stripes.
It's the same with
Really?
Dalmatians. Exact same as Dalmatians.
Dalmatian
But
stripes are different.
Couldn't you say
They're
that
different.
also technically, like, couldn't you wouldn't say there's like two tigers that have the same stripes? Exactly.
Well,
right?
they never
I'm-
changed their stripes.
Well, no one's ever checked.
Isn't it the leopard? Isn't the same the leopard never changes their spots?
I think, isn't it interchangeable? I'm going to claim it is.
You say so? What?
I don't like this fact-checking pod we're doing.
Yeah. We should never have checked the facts. Now we like need to actually.
Imagine this is Simon's life. Whenever we say something, I'm like, what do you think of this? And we don't know. I'm like, bang. He's like, I'm on to Google. He's like, no, don't worry about it now. Oh, okay. She's already started. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. She's
Yeah.
on it. She's down the rabbit hole.
Oh, okay.
But then
That's
this
true.
is where the problem with me is. It's like that's where it'll start, and then I end up asking something completely irrelevant. That's
Yeah.
like 6 degrees of separation from
Yeah.
the original question I've Googled. I'll come out of the bedroom. I'll be like, did you know that?
But this all happens in about 10 seconds.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
true.
It's just bang, bang, bang. And I'm standing going,
How did
Sorry?
you get there?
like, what was the process here?
And I explain. He's like, okay, but that happened in like 5 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Here I am.
Yeah.
Talking of 6 degrees of separation, have you heard of the Kevin Bacon number?
No.
The Kevin Bacon number.
Do you know who Kevin Bacon?
I do know who Kevin Bacon is.
Yeah.
Love him.
So
He's
there's a thing online called the Kevin Bacon number,
Okay.
and everyone has one, and it's how many degrees of separation you are from Kevin Bacon, and it's
Right.
genuinely a
Really?
thing, and it's like you.
But why
you-
Kevin?
He just became the guy. And it's always him, and it's the Kevin Bacon number. And so it's like how far you are away. Like you did something with so and so, who did something with so and so,
Is it like a-
who was in a film with that person who worked with Kevin Bacon.
Does it become like a status symbol if you're like a 1 or a 2? You're in the elite
Obviously, the
Yeah,
lower
it'd
the
have
number,
to
the
be,
better.
wouldn't it?
Kevin
Wait.
Bacon number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be easy for us. It'd be
Absolutely.
means.
No, I was going to say the
It'd
same
be
thing.
means 100%.
So it would be what, like 2
2 degrees,
Is
I
it 2
reckon.
degrees?
Yeah.
Yeah, our friend
Okay.
Nisa said he was a PA in America for all the big celebs. Like she was
But she's
A lot of
You're
Hollywood.
gonna get you
Gaga, like
2
she
or
was a PA
3,
for
'cause,
Gaga.
you're friends.
3 degrees
So
separation.
you're gonna be minimum 2, maybe 3.
So
Because
maybe
one of them she'll have worked with has a direct
yeah,
link
or
to-
she will have worked with
unless
him
she,
on
yeah,
set.
unless
Yeah.
she worked with him on something.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like
So
I
you
said,
look
it'll
at
be
2 or
like
3
two.
Kevin
I think it'll
Bacon.
be a
That's
2 or
a pretty
3.
good number.
That's pretty good.
That hammers my number. I haven't worked mine out.
You realise I'm going to
Yeah,
find
but
this
I
out
should
after.
though. No, I really want to work mine out now.
I don't know. I'd have to talk to some friends.
Well, wouldn't that be?
work
You've
that out.
probably got
I've
a
got an
low
active
one.
friend.
Yeah,
Well,
he's got
well,
an
now,
active
friend.
you
Might have
guys
met him
know
once.
us.
Oh yeah, so I'm just one more than you.
Oh, we
Yeah.
just got
Yeah.
we just got upgraded.
We just got-
I might have just jumped up like 60 slots. Look at you guys.
That's what she said.
How good is that?
I'm now at 3 or a 4 Kevin Bacon number.
Yeah. Wow. We could just get someone else here at the park.
who wants to
Bring him
Kevin
over.
Bacon
Who wants
number?
to? Who wants a
Guess
Kevin Bacon
what?
number? Who wants to be a?
What do you mean at the
We're
park?
boosting your numbers.
We'll get one of your family's gardeners.
Well, you could if you knew Kevin Bacon personally, you could make a Facebook group and then go to a park and say who wants to be
who
in
wants a 2?
like a 2. And you could like, and then you
Did
could
you
get
know
people to
this is a big
pay you
thing?
for the location
Yeah, to be a 2.
to be a 2.
Oh,
And then you
don't
could
think
you
it's
could give
that
them like
exclusive,
if
if
you
I'm
have
honest.
if you have a photo with Kevin Bacon, then you have the evidence, and you could give them a photo of you with them. And
Yeah,
then,
a photo
and then
of
you would
you
have with the 2 people, so
holding
then
a
you've
picture
got
of
the
you and Kevin
direct.
Bacon.
Yeah.
You'd have to authenticate it. You'd be like, do I have to take this to like the chemist to get them
Yeah.
certified?
I need a JP. And then it turns out it was a deep fake Kevin Bacon. And you're like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like Kevin Bacon lookalike. Like
Yeah. And a really bad one.
we were just
Yeah.
It looked like Kevin Streaky Bacon or something.
hey, you can do anything in
Bacon.
post. Hey, there's some good. Well, hey, there's the AI apps now. You could figure. You could be like,
Absolutely.
it's just Uncle Bob, and then
It's Uncle Bob.
all of a sudden, it's like you've just gone into one of those AI apps and it's like bang, that's face merge.
Face merge.
That's these days you can't trust any.
That's scary,
It's
right?
all being you can.
Well,
see-
this pod is actually just AI generated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is not even. We're not even here. Right?
Yeah.
No,
No.
no.
just hire extras and then just like face merge onto all 4 people.
You don't even need to hire anyone. You just Do
Well,
it.
that was in Black Mirror, an episode of Black Mirror, which was very scary. It was one of the episodes when it was like, you know, a couple there had a baby on the way, and the father ends up dying in a car crash or whatever, and like they're like, you know, there's this new thing that you can like, when we're not ready to let go. They go through all his emails,
I've
stuff,
seen that
social
one.
media.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh god.
And they
Yeah.
create where like they can talk to them, continue to talk to them, and basically replicate their personality.
right.
And
And then it
Right,
like
it's exactly the same.
updates, so then she can like
Yeah.
talk on the phone to
Yes.
it, which
Yeah.
we can pretty much do now as well.
right.
And then eventually she gets the
Like
guy
an
on the
AI
box,
robot.
and
yeah.
it's just him.
Yeah.
How scary that
Yeah.
whole episode is just, and it
Yeah.
shows just a little bit in the future of what's capable, like,
Yeah,
what's,
and
like, what
that's
could
what makes
happen.
it so like
Scary.
jarring, is because like a lot of it, you can see it's not that far,
not that far away.
ahead of where things are.
Yep.
Because like the status one is the thing that's happening in China apparently as well.
Yeah.
The one you got your social score.
Your social
Oh,
media.
yes.
That
Yeah.
is actually in play in some places. And,
Yeah.
like, and it's like that's like crazy.
Yep. It's like a
Oh, we've upgraded from a pigeon
Turkeys.
to a bush
Oh,
turkey.
he's curious. Imagine if he just grabs
This
the
is
recording.
Go say hello.
I'm not going to
It's a
say hello.
return guest in the podcast.
Yeah.
The bush turkey.
The bush turkey.
There was one
Sometimes you just-
moment when on the previous attendee of the bush turkey in the pod, we're in this park area, and you just see it in the back. I can't like it's like 50 minutes in. You just see at the back this bush turkey just walking around. And then someone's come to walk their dog. You just see this dog just chasing the bush turkey around. And I'm just watching it going, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
You're really nervous, are you?
Well, there was one with like that was an abnormal looking one. Like, I mean, look at him. That's like a crossbreed.
Yeah.
A crossbreed
Like-
pigeon.
Pigeon.
Is that-
Pigeon.
is that
I love a
almost
pigeon.
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 Send that pigeon to prison.
Yeah.
Like, they're just weird.
But yeah, you guys stream.
Yeah.
You're musicians.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
stream,
actually.
actually. Imagine that. Yeah. We get accused on the MUSOS podcast and not talking about music. I
Yep.
brought it up, did my part.
Yeah.
Back to the animals.
Yes. Back to the animals.
So wait, you stream on Twitch, and you're currently doing like a little, I don't know, like a gig mini tour
Road
holiday
trip
thing.
Thing,
Road trip?
Yeah.
because we desperately needed one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and that's it.
That's the cool thing
That's-
about music, though, is that it's like if you work a 9 to 5 in an office, you've often got your office, but with music, you can perform.
Someone else
Anyway.
knows.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
literally like these days, obviously because of, which I'm sure we've spoken about with many other musos, it's that now because of everything that happened with lockdowns, it's like we've now merged, found a different way to utilize music for our work, like for like obviously when there's no gigs, like to wear and utilize it for when you're on the road.
Absolutely.
Like you can that there's an audience that want to
Yeah,
tune in.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
when we first started streaming, what the fuck are we gonna do? Like just play and then what? Nobody claps and we're just how do we do this? I don't
Yeah.
know. And it kind of all fell into place, right? And just there was
Absolutely.
a market there for it. And I
How
mean,
did you end up on Twitch?
lockdown.
That's what I
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
know. Yeah, but
But how do
why
we find
why
it? Find
Twitch?
Twitch?
Like
Funny you say that.
Interesting.
yeah.
We never knew about it. I still don't even know. I'm still new on Twitch.
What is Twitch?
I'm like, how do I do this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, / what? But yeah, you can talk.
Can I?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
You're allowed.
I'm allowed.
You're running out of time.
Yeah. What do we do? We
'Cause
started off on
Facebook.
Facebook.
Ugh.
I'd heard of Twitch, but yeah, I always just thought it was some
Gaming.
gaming thing.
Yeah.
Like, didn't really know anything about it. We started on Facebook because a lot of our mates did.
Yeah.
As soon as lockdown happened, a lot of our other muso mates.
It was fine when it was. It's fine.
I thought it was like a personal like thing, and you're like at a function, they're like,
It's okay. It's okay.
That's Tom's problem.
Yeah, I do that. That's right.
sorry, keep going. You're,
Yeah, but we sort of just found it quite toxic on there, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
We hit that point where it was like, I'm done.
Yeah,
I can't
and not
anymore.
only that, we started thinking about because it started off with the song list thing, yeah, right, where we had so many people just, can you play
In
this? Can you
chat.
play this?
I miss
And
it.
we had somebody, sort of a friend of ours at the time, taking notes and then sending us, here's your requests,
Yeah,
and blah, blah,
yeah,
blah. And we both
get
were
it
like,
mixed
there's
up.
got to be another way to do this. How can we incorporate something
I
to
literally
have a cue.
Yeah, I literally
Right.
said there's got to be some kind of app or something where it's like people can look at our we can like upload like when we're writing all our songs, and they can have a look and like select it, and it'll just put it in a list.
Yeah.
Of who requested
So-
it first, so we're not getting in trouble because other people would go, "Oh, I requested a song ages ago and you haven't played it,"
Yeah.
and I'm like,
And
"Oh, I
I'm
missed
getting
it,
quite
sorry."
shitty about it.
Yeah.
And we're
they
sitting there
do
like,
as well.
oh,
And they
Get
just-
really-
even when you're on Twitch now and you've got a song list and everything, people just like type a song in and go, why haven't you played that?
Yeah.
It's like, well, you didn't do it the proper way, and I don't
Yeah.
know it.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But so we were looking for
Looking
like
for something
third-party
that'll do
apps
that.
type thing or website, whatever, and just nothing. And then because I was searching for it, I come across the streamer song list.
And that's how you came.
And
That's
how
how we
I found,
came across Twitch.
That's how, and I was like, I showed Erin, I was like, look, you can incorporate all this stuff into this platform, and it's got all these extensions and all this sort of stuff.
It's better video
And,
quality, all the stuff. Yeah.
So we started restreaming to both Facebook and Twitch, but we were paying, zero attention to Twitch really.
Yeah,
We weren't
yeah,
really
yeah.
doing
Because
anything.
the people that were watching us were on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then at the point where we went, let's just ditch Facebook.
Because we got sick of the
And
the
I said to Erin,
toxicity.
let's just give Twitch a shot. Let's just focus on it a bit more. And then all of a sudden, the 3 or 4 viewers turned into 10 or 15 viewers.
Yeah.
And then, that turned into about 20. Then all of a sudden we got our first raid.
Yeah.
And we're like,
once you realise how
what's going
raids
on,
work and stuff.
And
that's
this
how it all-
community started.
Yeah.
And we're like, this is amazing.
And you hear people like, oh, how bad Twitch is and it's so toxic and all this stuff. And I'm like, what?
It's
I
not the
don't
music
get that
side.
at
No,
all.
it's
Because
the
it's not the
gaming
music
side.
side,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so, because because like I said, didn't even know what the hell Twitch was before we started
Yeah.
streaming. Well, like, what was it? Our second stream in or something when we actually dedicated everything to Twitch. And I
Yeah,
look
also
up
it was
and
a
I
few.
thought we were getting full, I thought there was we were getting spammed hard by a virus or something, and it was actually just like a big raid.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So all this, the raid calls, because I didn't know. And I'm like, Simon, hang on, guys. I think something's happening.
Something's
I think
wrong.
we've got some virus come through or some spammers. And he's like, shut up, Erin.
Oh,
I
oh,
call
What do you
because
mean?
some of the
I still
raid
do that
calls
now.
you don't know what they mean. They
No.
can be really.
I
Yeah,
think
because
was
they raid
strange.
calls and they're just hammering them away, and especially
like
if you don't
what-
know what a raid is. Everyone's
Yeah.
copy
It's like,
pasting the same message.
Yeah.
I think I was like, because
hundreds of the same message saying like the spinning monkeys are here, and you're like,
Yeah.
what does this
What the
mean?
hell? I'm pretty sure it was someone big. I really.
I think it was a
feeling
pretty
like
decent
Liz
one.
Vega or
Yeah,
something.
something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
But because I was doing a bit of research, because like Erin said, it was at the time we decided let's see what this is about and really give it a shot, sort of thing. So I had been doing a bit of research, and I reckon it was literally the day before this happened
You
that I
learned
read
about
about
it.
this raid,
Yeah.
and then it happened. I'm like, I think this is it.
this is
the one. Yeah. That's why Erin's going
And
nuts,
he's
and I'm
like,
like,
"You're
no,
gonna ruin
shh."
everything.
Like, this is it. Like,
This is one of those things.
Yeah.
And it's hard on a live stream because like you're live, you're like
Yeah.
you're in the moment, and
Yeah.
stuff happens, and you're like,
My favorite raid ever was Willie
Yeah.
D. He was the biggest Closure fan, right? He fangirled over Closure so hard. He'd call me every day that he was on, and he was like, "God, man, this guy's so good!" Like every single day. And then Will had started up his stream, and he's doing really well. Like he just started off, and he's starting to rack up views on a regular basis, and everyone's starting really enjoying it. And there was one time then, Heathy raided into him, and he lost his mind. And you could just see, like, because I know him so well, just the change. And he just becomes like flustered, and he's never flustered.
Yeah,
like
right.
he controls a gig,
Yeah.
but you just see this one moment where he just broke a little bit.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh my god,
You
oh my
all
god.
start to see
He's
some
the thing, and he's
vulnerability in that, and-
He feels the need to show him everything that he can do, kind of thing. And he's like, oh, doing this kind of, and knowing Heath now, we've met him and everything. He's the most chilled, laid back guy in the world, and
Yeah.
that would have been like, bro, chill. Like that
That's
kind
all
of
good.
thing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he?
But then that's the difference, though. Like, someone like that who is like, chill, like, it's fun, like, because you don't look at yourself
Yeah.
in that light. Like, you don't
No.
see yourself.
I had
There's
one.
that.
I remember I was on stream, and Autopilot followed me, and Oh, he's huge. He's like
Okay.
the king of Twitch music,
I'm like
essentially.
overweight. That's what in my head. I've no idea.
King of Twitch music, essentially.
You've seen him. He does. He starts very early our time, like in the mornings,
Yeah.
and he's got the
Aaron
live
doesn't
looping.
exist at that time.
I'm not
rig.
awake.
He's got like it's like a full desk of everything. It's great. You should definitely just check him out. But I remember watching his acoustic videos way back when, and I was like learning to play guitar and stuff. He on YouTube and stuff, and so I remember him from back then, like all these covers that he'd post and stuff. And then he followed me, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I just want to play that!" It's just like, "Oh my god, the guy is huge." I used to like copy his YouTube videos, like and stuff, like he was doing covers, and I'd be like, "Oh, I should cover that. That'd be sick." And then he's like, I didn't even know that he was on Twitch at the time.
I was terrible with a lot of those because I think I had that follow and I like said it wrong. I'm like auto, Pilot, whatever your name is. Like, thanks for the follow, and moved on. And then later my mods are like,
Oh my
well,
God.
that's this guy. And I look at his stuff and I'm like,
We should just be calling that forever now.
yeah.
Anyway, just be like, hello, Mr. Polite.
Yeah, Pilot. Yeah, I remember those. And but you catch a name that's followed, and you're like, I know that name. Why do I know that name? Like, it's just like, see that, I know that name. I know it from
I
someone.
sort of did that a bit, actually, with Peter
Oh
Northcote.
yeah, you went full fangirl.
Well, because throughout, like I've known of Pete for a long time.
Yeah.
Because he's, I don't
Yeah,
know how
yeah,
much you guys
yeah.
know about him, but
Yeah.
yeah. So, and as a guitarist, I was always
Exactly.
like, and then I'd watched a heap of his Facebook videos because he did a whole lockdown sort of YouTube thing, and he kept posting them. I was like, I'd watch all of them. And then one night we were streaming, and he rated us, and I was like, is that the Peter Northcote? I just didn't know what to do.
No.
I'm like, I know I can play, but it's just not working.
Big fingers, come on.
it's really not, that kind of blew my mind a bit. Just like, and like, I hate in the music industry the word exposure, but like, there's that like, you can play a gig at a pub and you kind of know who's going to be there and this and that. But when you're playing on the internet, like anyone
don't
like
know
I
who's
had
there.
T-Pain.
Bloody T-Pain, I knew
T-Pain
that.
was, yeah.
Right.
I love your
And that was
claim.
another one where it was after. It was like someone sent me the clip kind of after. Oh, actually, people were writing stuff, T-Pain related stuff in the chat, and I was like, no, I don't know what was going on.
My favorite thing is about you and T-Pain and fans. Say it.
Huh?
Me, T-Pain, and fans.
Yeah. Okay, well, I just wanted the clip of you saying it, but you've told me that T-Pain was a fan of you before you were a fan of him, because like
That's true.
because he like followed you and everything, and
nice.
and all that kind of thing.
Well,
and he was
because he made the comment they liked my music, and I was like, oh, like I'd only ever known of T-Pain as like the auto-tune guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I never really watched his streams, but he's hilarious.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
T-Pain's
Genuinely
hilarious. I've started like since then. I was like, oh my god, T-Pain's on Twitch.
Yeah.
Started like following his stuff, and like now I'm like a T-Pain fan.
Yeah.
But
You know, I'll tell
T-Pain
you
was
how
a
I know
fan
of
of you
T-Pain. I knew of T-Pain from The Masked Singer, the American Masked Singer. He was on it.
Ah.
Yep, he won. I think it was season 3.
I've not watched a single second of that show.
It's great. Not the Australian
not.
one. It is. Trust me. The American
No.
one, love it. The Australian
I
one,
can't deal with anything of that.
no, but
vein.
no. But you don't understand. No.
I do.
No. But
I
listen,
do.
listen. Look. No. Like, here's the thing. It's that Americans just do that
Over the top.
over the top stuff so much better than we do. Like, because it's not in our culture. Just no. Don't listen.
Yeah, because that over the top thing comes from the British side of this culture of going, let's not do that, and I'm from that end, and I'm going,
No,
and you're going, no, it's really over the top. And I'm going, yeah, it's really over there. I don't want any part of this.
No, but I know. I get it. No. Just come on, Alex. Just
Linda,
listen.
listen.
No, I get that too, because Australian culture is very like tall poppy syndrome. It's like no, cut you down your knees, please. But the Masked Singer is the only one I can deal with of American stuff. Like all that reality stuff with our over the top and stuff. I'm like, ugh, gross, get out of my face. But the Masked Singer one, it's just
No.
it's just great.
I've only ever seen the ads for the Aussie one, and
I
I
hate the
know
Aussie
whenever
one.
they take the thing off, it's just like someone who reported news once. And
Yes.
you're like, who is that? Like, it's really, they're so
who
like,
are you?
It's
You're
like
a celebrity?
every time it's like, who's going to be? And I'm like, well, like I will not know who it is.
That's why the American one is
It's like-
amazing.
and it's
Trust
literally, they
me.
take it off, and it's like, this guy's 5
Yeah.
points off Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
I've got a lower number than that.
Yeah, but then you've got like Lindsay Lohan
Yeah.
on like the judging
Yeah.
panel. I'm like, she's not going to know any of these people. And remotely, that's why the American one's
Yeah.
great. They had T-Pain on there. They had Leanne Rimes. They had Wayne Brady, who I adore. They've had some like top. Yeah, they're top people. Trust me. No, you'll love it.
Don't care.
You'll be fine.
Don't care.
Don't.
They're one of the Destiny's
I don't watch
Child.
it. I can't stand any of the talent shows or anything.
No.
But it's not a talent show. It's
I know because they
they're-
don't. They don't have any.
Listen. Just give it a chance.
No.
Just give it a chance,
No.
Alex. Come on.
God, not a chance.
God.
There's one show that I watch on TV, and that's Survivor.
Don't know. You told us the binge one, right?
No. That's not. That's
Alone.
Alone.
Oh, so that's two
Alone.
different.
Yeah, but Alone isn't on TV in Australia. So I watch this on the streaming
Oh, you mean
service.
first?
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
you
like
mean on
actual
actual TV,
Yeah.
like the old, like we actually pick up, like it's on.
I don't pick up anything, but yeah, I sit and watch on the screen. Yeah.
Wait.
He's just being annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you do it with your, like how is this new technology that you're like blink, change your channel?
Yeah, no, I'm a pigeon, so I do not blink. Except for really slowly sometimes. Just to make you
Now I
comfortable.
feel more comfortable. That's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, but no, they can't do that. They're incapable. It's only the peacocks that can do that.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Or the peahens.
The peahens, the pea chicks.
But chicks.
Pea chicks.
Are they
That's what I'm saying.
pea
I said
ducklings?
chickpea before, and I thought that was good.
Chickpea.
Chickpea.
Yeah, that's how I make hummus. You use those to make hummus.
Yeah. With tahini.
No, tahini is a different thing.
No, you put some tahini in it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you just gotta get the beetroot dip.
Beetroot
it's
dip.
good.
Beetroot
But
dip.
it's not as
What's
good.
in beetroot dip besides beetroot?
Beetroot and dip.
Dip.
Sometimes
mix.
it's feta as well, and
Yeah.
that's.
Ah, yeah.
Yum.
Okay.
But I like the. There's two that I like. The
I'm working on say
capsicum
spicy capsicum. It's
Oh,
exactly
that
what
one.
I'm doing.
Spicy
Really good.
capsicum.
You
and
did
then
spicy
sweet
capsicum
potato
type.
one is really good as well.
Which
Both
one?
from Aldi.
Sweet
The
potato.
sweet
You
potato
like
one.
that too.
They're literally the two that we would get
Yeah,
most
the
consistently.
What do you
Nice
reckon the
too.
next dip's going to be? Like the next dip that you're like, huh?
It's going to be something
There
off
already
the
are
wall.
some.
Well, because I like the
Kale
is it
dip.
Red Rock Deli? Is that the
Yes.
one?
Yeah.
they
Yes.
do.
They're the
They do
small
it.
The one with,
pots
like, the
that are really
pesto?
like.
Yeah, but no, they do it.
And the cashew?
My mate brought it around my house, and I wasn't too fussed on it, and he was like, "No, just try it." And he's the same guy who recommended me the pretzel chocolate from Aldi.
That's really
The
good.
what?
After,
That stuff.
have you ever tried that? There's a block in Aldi, and it's got pretzels in it. Right, if you want to get addicted
Sort
to
of, I feel
something,
like.
try it.
Yeah, like
I love
I
pretzels.
tried to
so-
forget it
and it's in a
existed.
block of chocolate.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Honestly, he convinced me to have some. And I was like, I don't want it. And he's like, just try. And then I was like, oh my.
But this
God.
is like we had this thing about peanut M&Ms because once you have them, we had them in the States
Oh my
and we
God,
like
they're
these are
so
great, but
good.
we're also like, oh, why did we have them? Because now we just want them.
Because now I'm spending like
And then
$5
you've
or
got to
$6
come back to
on a
Australia
tiny
and you
little
can't get
pack of
them. You know,
You don't even
so
know.
maybe don't try it.
That's
Yeah.
why you add them to your wish list and get people to
I've
send
tried.
you.
I've tried getting them on Amazon and whatever and stuff, and it just can't. I just like I don't. I'll pay shipping. I don't care. I just want a big amount. I just want it to be worthwhile. But
Yeah.
the problem is I'll eat them all in a sitting.
What I feel like they're in one of those sweet shops at home in Melbourne.
Oh no, you
Could
can get
be.
you can get them.
They're just-
on
that
do
you
you know
just can't break
the ones that do
100
all the
to get one.
Americans.
Yeah.
You don't
all
get
the
any change.
Americans.
Yeah.
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 Kind of like when you go to
You
Hoyt's
hand
try
over
and
your
order a
card and
bottle
they
of
just
water.
take it.
Yeah.
It's funny how with like confectionery and stuff, there's like I remember as a kid, like those things that you just can't get anywhere. They have such value. But then, like, as I think we are getting more and more American stuff coming over now. There's all these sweet shops everywhere, and
Yeah.
slowly I'm starting to be like, I'm not really interested anymore. But when like you just find one thing, you're like, oh my god, this
Okay,
is
I
like
don't know. I don't
Takis.
compute with the whole not
Ta-
interested
You're
in
obsessed
candy
with
part.
Takis.
They're okay.
The what?
Sure.
Which
They
ones?
were just one of the first ones that I got told about, and I was like, where do you find
Yeah.
them? And
Where-
now I
where-
see them everywhere. Takis?
Oh,
They're like
Takis.
Takis. They're like
Yeah, the
corn chips
Takis.
that are like rolled into like little.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Haven't had them, but
No,
Yeah.
I've seen him.
Oh, they're like they're
They
kind
do
of they're
blue
popping
ones
up
as
everywhere
well,
now.
don't
There's
they?
blue ones too. There's like when we're in the States, there's like 50 of them.
There's so many different flavors. But anyway, back to the dip.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It was this bacon one. This,
Oh, no.
Yeah, see, this is what I said, and then I tried it, and I was like, "Oh, actually, this is pretty."
I feel like
big
I've had
chunks
that.
of bacon in it. I can't remember what else. It's like a cheese and bacon kind of dip.
I find it weird. I once
It's pretty
bought a
good.
dip. Well, no, was that in the States? I can't remember. We had a dip, and it was like a
queso.
no.
No,
No, I didn't talk about that. But there was a dip and it has like chicken in it, but actual chicken? Actual like shredded chicken in it.
That
and
was in the
that in the States? And that I didn't like that. Well, also because we didn't refrigerate it properly. And then we were like, we can still eat this, right?
Funky flavour.
And I was just like, well, like
Why
there's,
is it green on
I
top?
think there's actual chicken in the dip. It was like buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah, it was a buffalo
or
chicken
something.
dip.
Ah.
But yeah, when you scoop through the dip, you're like,
I don't
oh wait,
mind
there's
it.
chicken in it.
Oh.
And then you're like,
Did it still smell okay?
I think so. But it was also like it had like. It was like a chipotle kind of flavour, so it had a little bit of tang to it as well. And you're like, is this
Is this the tang or is it going like sour
salmonella
cream?
tang or just like regular tang?
What was good about that? The reason it wasn't refrigerated properly is because we were in a
what was
hotel
that?
in the MGM.
That's
We're in the MGM,
right,
and so
yeah.
everything in the fridge is weighted. So if you move anything, you've got to pay for it. So we couldn't even like clear the things out, put
If you
stuff in the
take
fridge.
a Coke out the
Really?
fridge,
Yeah.
it'll automatically charge you.
It'll
I would
automatically
just call
charge.
this receptionist and go, listen,
Listen,
okay,
Linda,
We
I
couldn't
have
be bothered
stuff
with
to
that,
put in
right?
the fridge,
we,
all right?
We were busy boys. We didn't have time for that.
Yes, you can make time.
And so
but
what
we're
we
trying to
did-
save a bit of money, so we bought stuff for
Exactly.
rats to go on this
we
hike.
we were going on a hike, so
Yeah.
we were
With
like,
Julie.
get lunch.
What does it take you 2 seconds just to call the front desk and go, listen?
Look, we're geniuses, right? Up here for thinking, down there for dancing, right? We worked it out. We went to the ice
That's
machine.
why.
Did you
I'm
play the Mission
remembering it
Impossible
now.
theme as
We went
this
to
is
the ice
happening?
machine. The ice machine.
Filled up the ice bucket. Of
course you did.
Just like
Put
laid
everything in.
ice and the things we needed to refrigerate in the
And
ice
put-
bucket.
and
the
And then put
So-
the lid back on top.
The lid,
Mission
ice on
Impossible
top,
theme
lid
for
on
it.
top. And the ice bucket was perfectly like dipped. So if anyone is in a
Sized.
hotel and has in the States has an ice bucket, it's like you could stack at least 3 dips in there. But then the more dips you have, the less ice you have.
Yes.
So by the next day we came back, and obviously like the cleaning people come around every day. They would have opened the ice bucket and been like
What the hell?
It's just dipping
cheese
water.
and so, yeah, like,
Dip in water.
and the dip. It was funny because as the ice melted, when we came back, the dip is just floating
Yeah.
like, vertically in the water, and then it was like lukewarm. Like it didn't. We were probably gone for hours, I
Yeah.
guess. I thought it would properly insulate it, but that's why we had the chicken dip.
This is.
And then I was like,
It wasn't properly refrigerated.
yeah,
Then the way you can fix it is just call front reception.
but
and
we
tell
were
them.
okay. I don't think
It
we
was
didn't get
fine.
sick or anything.
It was fine.
It's probably like super processed chicken.
I think
Yeah.
it was no worse than the buffet we had. I think that was riskier.
That's true. The buffet, it's a lot of food out for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, this is where this is where Simon and I contrast a lot when it comes down to like best before dates. Things
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Well, how do you treat
Yeah.
those?
If it smells fine, it's fine.
I'm on that club.
And I'm like,
Are you
even
a-
if it
you're a-
says
No.
used by, I will still smell and check and go, if it's not growing anything and it smells like it should,
Yeah, put it
take a
up.
quick sip. If it's funky, you can spit it out. You know, what's the worst that can happen?
So this
And
is my thing
I'm
is,
like, you only put used by on there, not because
No.
it's actually
Use-
used
no.
by.
I'm
Yes.
No. You're getting mixed up. You're
No.
getting
I know
mixed
the
up.
best
You
before
get-
and used by. No, I'm not
Yeah,
getting mixed
best
up.
before.
No.
Used by
No.
is
Used by.
usually-
No, that is a
I'm on your
marketing
team,
tactic.
but I'm just-
It's a marketing tactic. You can still, if it's used by, you can still smell it and it's still fine. Not always, obviously.
Not
It's
always.
not something you throw
Sometimes
out.
you get
Sometimes,
some
you know,
dodgy stuff.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you can get an extra day
Yeah.
or two out of it, but they've proven that. I remember watching like the Today Show or whatever it's a rubbish thing it was. But they've
You
had
watch a lot
people
of bad
come
television.
on. Yes, no, but listen, I'm telling you.
They tested it.
Google it.
They tested it.
Because Google is 100% fact.
Yeah.
Fact.
I
No.
always do it. I'm always just like, mince 4 days past use by. Can I eat it? And then the internet's kind of just like, any meat
I'm
should
still
be
alive.
used within 5
It
days.
should
And I'm
be
like,
used. 5
When it
days.
comes to
$8
meat
actually
and
got-
stuff,
or it's like potentially like 4 hours in the toilet. I'm like, I'll just throw it in a bit.
Yeah, well, that's different. Like if
Good
it's
old hour.
meat, that's when you can like.
That's not bad, actually. That's pretty good.
You've got. It's not as like.
But-
yeah, when it comes to things like meat and chicken and
How
stuff, yeah, sure.
food
But
poisoned have you been? Maybe that's the
I don't think
question.
I've ever been food poisoned.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe
Have you
if
ever-
if you
oh.
cop
No,
it,
I
then
mean
you'll
ever
be
like.
more.
Yeah, but you got to understand.
Err on
Again,
the side of
I've
caution.
gone past use by date, so because I've done.
Oh, you built up like a
An immunity.
immunity.
Well, if I've never been, it's
I'm
because
already mouldy on the inside. It's fine.
no, because I'm just saying it's a marketing tactic. Because if you say use by date and you go, oh no, I can't. It could be still be perfectly fine. They just legally have to put a date on there on average. It could still be fine depending on how you the time it took to get from the supermarket to your home in the
Yeah.
fridge, or how if you've opened it or not, what it's been exposed to, if it's been exposed to air or not. That could have all
Yeah.
of those factors can alter.
That is
the
true. You
item.
definitely have, especially with there's lots of foods where you have a lot more time, and there's
Yes.
some that's like, it's riskier than others.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's
Like-
what I'm, yeah.
Sometimes it's like, if it's on the edge. If it's like, is there a smell? There's definitely not a smell.
How much of a smell?
There's
is there?
something
Can I
there.
wash
There's
this
that
smell off it?
one, and sometimes I'm like,
Yes.
Sometimes I could rinse it. And it'll be
you can
fine.
rinse the smell.
If you open the milk
That's
thing
when
and
you gotta like
Yeah.
stop.
If you open like sour cream, you open the milk and you put your nose in it, and it's like it smelled the same as it did yesterday, and it's but it's expired.
But yesterday
it's
it
fine.
smelled off as well.
Yeah.
It's still fine. But that's where we differ.
It's just
classic.
lumpy. That's all.
Yeah, yeah, but
Hey, we can make it. It's
Meanwhile,
just sour
Si's there at like
cream
11:59, sculling the milk.
gotta get rid of it. Gotta get rid of
60
it.
seconds. Oh,
That's what I
no.
mean. They
No,
have to
look, I'm
legally
not
put it on.
quite that bad. But see,
You were.
I will be a little stricter with the use by than the best before.
He's
Which
like,
is
no.
the one that I
And
think
depending
is
on the food.
Depending on
But
yeah.
Erin it'll be a week after the use by, and that's where I'll go, nah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas she'll be like, no, it still
smells-
smells right.
it's
I'm
fine.
like, look, we're 7 or 8 days after this use by day. I'm not cool with that.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't do that for meat if it was like
No.
if you had it.
Yeah,
if it was
stuff
out.
like that.
Things like that. That's different.
They should
but-
make another one, like an Aussie one, like she'll be right.
yes.
You know,
use my date and she'll be right date, and then
she'll be
Dump
right
it.
day.
So another question though,
Then yeah, nah.
what about takeaway food
Yes, I eat takeaway food.
afterwards? How many days after would you
It
eat it if you had
depends.
as
something
long
in the
as it
fridge?
smells fine, she's fine.
It depends. It depends what
The
it is.
longer you leave it, the more you microwave it. You just
I don't own a
nuke it.
microwave.
Thank you.
I don't own a
nuke
microwave.
it.
It all
Really?
depends.
So-
it depends what it is.
During COVID, Mum used to, and like I fair play to her. We didn't know what was going on, but like we ordered a takeaway, and Mum would get it, and she would like nuke it in the microwave
To try and kill off.
like kill like the, and like it was like and you got it and like and it's like a curry or something, and it's like it's boiled in the microwave, and the chicken's just like tough, and you're like, I just get COVID.
I just,
You know, that's kind of what it is, yeah.
Cop the different kind.
But,
now.
anyway.
Radioactive COVID
Yeah.
instead.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because Simon's like, we'll have had like say takeaway Thai or something like that, and it'll be like 4 days after, and he's
I'll
like
be like,
thrown
"Nah."
it out,
I
and I'm
don't
like,
know
where's
how
the
you've-
Thai? And he's like,
Yeah,
no,
I-
because we've thrown it out. It's been 4 days. I'm like, it's probably still good. Get it out of the bin. Is it still in the container?
No.
I heard something about, I don't know, I remember something coming out in the news. Is another thing that popped up, and everyone
Yeah.
went, oh my God, about rice, keeping rice. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Apparently
you're not
white rice
supposed
in a
to.
container,
It's not
apparently
great.
that it, apparently like, you're not supposed to keep rice after
in
you
a-
cook it in the, or even in the fridge for so many days,
Yeah,
because
'cause
it can
it's
just, something
water-
about bacteria, it's
Yeah.
just more
Yeah.
of a, I
Yeah.
guess it's got so much surface area or something. Because I used to, for ages, we'd always like cook rice and then just have it in there
Well,
for
it's the
5-6
moist.
days in the rice cooker pot in the fridge, and you just microwave it and it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But
Yeah, there was
something
I remember
came
there
out
was
about
something
it.
about
Maybe they did a study or something, but I don't know. I've never
I'm pretty
been.
sure it's because of the water, like in it, because obviously water, like with the
Yeah,
bacteria, like
in the
it's-
water.
it's, like still water.
I guess that makes-
gets,
yeah.
the amount of bacteria that gets in that, and you don't really realize, which is why you get mold and
Yeah.
Yeah.
wet surfaces. That's because rice is so. And can you believe I'm saying this? I'm
No, I don't actually.
Because I mean, I don't know anything about
About food.
about the food or how to cook
He's
or
like,
anything.
I'm gonna have
I
video
put
and
enough in
audio
it.
evidence of you telling me this
Yes.
is not a good idea.
We're like cook rice in
Keep
like.
talking, Aaron. Keep talking.
Yes.
Well, I do. Well, I mean, listen, look.
No, keep
okay,
going, keep going.
listen. No, I think isn't it like if you have 1 cup of rice, it's like 2 or 3 cups of water that you have to cook it in because it absorbs that all of that
It's
You
moisture.
sort of double it.
Equal
Double.
parts.
Yeah. So well then because that's why they would like rice would get there be basically.
She's scrambling to try and
Absolutely.
prove
You can hear
it
it.
and put a point across at the
Yeah.
same time.
I know. Because for those who don't know, I don't cook at all. At all.
Well,
Simon's the
speaking of
cook.
cooking, what about the refried beans?
Oh God.
That's
That is proof.
a what's the word?
Fantastic
A
TikTok.
misnomer.
What?
Refried beans. They're not refried.
They're not
They're only
refried.
fried once.
Well, you
Yeah, but
have
then
to
you
refry
fry them again. That's why.
Well, you don't have to. But no. But
Oh, you mean in there?
Yeah. It's a misnomer.
That's why I asked about that.
It
Yeah.
was translated wrong.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So refried. It's not. They're not.
I'm
They're
pretty
just
sure I
called
asked
fried
that.
beans.
Yeah.
But it's.
Oh, but that's interesting.
it
Yeah,
was
you
just
asked what
translated.
they
I did
were.
ask
When
that
you
on
first
the
heard,
stream.
you're like,
I'm like,
what
but
a
why they
why?
refried? What they
Yeah.
fried them and then refried them again?
Yeah. It's
Like,
it's a.
I
It's,
don't
I'm
get
sure
it.
it's called a misnomer. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was, when it was translated from Spanish to English, I think.
So why do they? Why is it still refried
Well, it's
then?
just like one of those things where the name stuck. It's like
Just
it's
never
like
changed it.
when you I don't know, you call a guy who's got 80 half an ear, you call him 18 months because he's 1.5 years.
Huh?
1.5 years.
1.5 years.
What?
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Mike Tyson?
joke missed.
I haven't heard that one.
Wait, what do you call what?
There's a guy from the town I'm originally from. He
Yeah.
has 1.5 ears.
Did he come in contact with Mike Tyson? Like,
No, that's not the joke, but yeah. Okay. But then, so they
that's the
call
only
him.
thing I can understand. I don't understand
So-
why.
So
Doesn't
they call
matter
him,
how
they
he's
call him 18
how he only got
months. They
Pardon?
call him 18 months because it's 1.5 years. 1.5 years. 18 months, 1.5 years.
It's just like an elaborate nickname
Yeah.
So
for someone.
Oh, okay. So there was another guy. I'd had a stroke, and I think I can't remember his name. Let's call him Grant. So they call him Grant half asleep because his face, because he'd had a stroke, and so his face is down on one side. So they call him half asleep because his eye was closed. You get
That's
that?
mean.
So they give him a nickname and it
Yeah.
stuck, which is why the refried beans are called refried because the name stuck.
am I about
Very
to am I
elaborate
ruining his joke?
explanation.
no,
You
no,
tend
I'm
to.
doing that thing, aren't I?
You are,
yeah,
you
that
yes.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, so the name stuck.
Yeah.
And they probably all the recipe books. You got to change all the recipe books
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah,
Printing
well-
costs.
Too
It's not
much
the internet.
trouble. Too
you know.
much trouble.
But
You
recipe
can't just go
books, are
Control
anybody
F.
using
No.
recipe books
To
anymore?
find it, someone's just got to be like, oh, just refried beans. It is, man.
Yeah.
I've
We're sticking
already-
with it.
It's already
Well-
in there.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I've just got beans. Well, fry them and fry them again.
So then why don't they change them for the digital world? Because if you think about it, if you've got recipe books, if someone's scanning that shit in, you can just go, actually, let's take this page out.
Maybe it's because the recipe book people aren't friends with the food people, so they need to tell each other. Because then if they take it out, then the food people will be selling refried beans. People looking for single fried beans, and you can't get them.
Yeah.
That's right. It just confuses the whole situation.
So they've always.
It is. So they're just gonna be like, you know what?
But then what about somebody who's never cooked before, where they're saying refry the beans? I'm like, but they're already refried, but they're not actually refried. So if I don't refry them, then I've stuffed the recipe.
It doesn't matter, Erin, because you missed the pan.
You know what? Enough. Everyone will listen to this, and then they will know.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
I've showed you the clip of Erin missing the pan, haven't I?
Yeah,
With the
that's why
refried
I
beans.
brought it up.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Have you seen
It's
the
my
one
favourite
the leveling the flour out?
No. Was there another one?
That was
Yeah,
that
it's
was
another
the same stream too.
Same stream, but
Oh,
there's
wow.
And
another
what
clip.
were we
Mr.
making?
Great cooking stream.
You tell us. What was it, Erin?
Flour and refried beans.
What were you making? No, what were you making?
Enchiladas.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry?
this is a thing. I was going, why is she saying that?
Yeah, yeah.
What were you making?
Let's go on. Let the people know.
Enchiladas.
Louder.
Enchiladas are right. God damn it!
It's the
I'm
French,
part French
the
or something.
The French,
French version.
version
Enchiladas.
of enchiladas.
Yeah.
Enchiladas.
Enchiladas.
So
I think I'd say
Do you say?
He's weird. Don't listen to him.
enchiladas. I'd say enchiladas.
Enchiladas. You
Nah.
literally said enchiladas a second ago.
Yeah.
And then you went, nah, I say enchiladas.
No, it's
now.
enchiladas.
Enchiladas?
I could just each day is just different. The mixed bag. I
No.
say pasta.
Sometimes
I
I
say
say
pasta.
enchiladas.
I say dance.
I say dance.
And then I say pasta. I don't say pasta.
Me too.
And I don't say dance.
Do you
Wait.
say grass? I
You
bet
say
do.
Grass.
Wait.
Yeah, I say grass.
Did you just
Grass.
say
I don't say
yeah,
grass.
so
Grass.
You say grass.
Yeah.
grass?
you say grass.
Grass.
You weirdo.
Grass.
What's the Aussie for grass?
Grass.
Grass.
Oh, grass. Oh, there you
Just
go.
grass.
What's the other
Grass.
for grass?
Well, like grass sounds like grass. I'm very
But
posh.
in
I
my
think it
accent,
depends
it
on the
sounds
state
like
you're
me
from
and
too.
If I'm
Like-
saying
Well,
grass.
grass.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
no,
know.
no.
You need
for,
that inflection,
not
the
for
Aussie.
grass, like more like say dance. Like so, I would say dance.
Dance. I'd say
Yeah,
dance.
dance.
Whereas you find a lot of the South Australians will say dance.
Dance.
Yeah.
Dance.
Or they'll say what are
Dance.
those? What are the other
Something
ones?
grass.
Dance.
Like, oh, I can't think of those other words that are like that dance.
France.
Yeah, I'd say France. A lot of them would say France.
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 Pants.
France.
Pants.
France.
Pants.
France.
Say
Pants.
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 I've never heard pants.
Pants.
Pants and pants.
Excuse
I
me,
went to
Sharon.
France in my
I just
pants.
want to get my pants.
And had a dance in my pants.
On the grass.
Beautiful.
But yeah, no,
but yeah.
I copped a lot of crap because I was saying enchiladas, and they're all like,
Enchiladas.
"Excuse me, sorry, what?
That was
That
just
was
funny.
shit.
'cause
Enchiladas? What's wrong with you?"
You
I
just
remember,
out of the
every
blue.
time
What's on
my
the
eye
letters?
would like twitch.
Yeah.
Why is she saying that?
Enchiladas.
I think that was happening to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Actually, like,
What is she
What's she
saying?
doing?
But funnily enough, I'm like, well, where could I possibly have gotten this from? Clearly, it's come from my mum's a good cook, and she's an excellent cook.
I reckon it's from
She's-
bad TV.
No, because I never really
That
watched
makes
TV
more
growing
sense.
up. No, but I never really watched TV like that growing up. I was too busy in life and dancing and stuff.
Dancing.
And dancing.
Dancing.
I was too busy dancing.
Dancing in France.
Around the enchiladas. But I'm like,
No, wait,
Enchiladas.
I think that makes sense.
Enchiladas.
Yes, it does.
but I don't say
Let's
dance.
dance and eat enchiladas.
I go to dancing and then I have enchiladas for a snack.
Did you say enchiladas?
Enchiladas.
Yeah.
Enchiladas.
Enchilada toast.
No, but like I'm convinced that it's come from my mum saying, "Oh, we're cooking enchiladas
She-
tonight," and she's full
denies
denied it. Full denied it. She's
I
like-
would as well.
She's just gone into full like I don't know what you're talking about. You say
You're on your own.
Completely wrong.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not getting into this.
she's
she's
throwing
seen-
me under the bus
Yeah, yeah.
hard.
She's seen the pitchfork. She's
Yeah.
like, I don't
Yeah.
have anything to do
Yeah,
with
she's
that.
like, also, she's like, I love you. You're my daughter, but I won't do that.
That's the line.
That
It's
is
just-
not.
That's
that
the
is-
line
I don't know
right
what you're
there.
talking
It was
about.
so funny when you first said it on stream, and everyone in chat's just like,
What? It was
Sorry?
Maxie who started it.
Yeah,
He's
like,
like,
what-
I'm sorry,
what?
man. What? I'm like, what?
and
What do you
just
mean?
everybody's
What?
like, what'd you say?
Everyone's on stream. I'm like,
Say it again.
Yeah.
listen,
Oh my
I'm just
God,
saying
did I
it
say it wrong?
fancy
Like
way,
15
okay?
clips going, yeah, she definitely did.
Yeah.
And but I got so adamant about it that I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, it's enchiladas. I'm like, hey, fine, we're going to YouTube and I'm going to Google
Oh,
how to
that's right.
pronounce it.
Brilliant.
And then it's like, how to pronounce enchiladas. I'm like, you're a prick.
This is a stupid website anyway.
This is dumb. This is like Google. This is all fault. This is for fake news. Yeah.
This doesn't fit my agenda.
No.
I'm like, skip that. Nope, that video's wrong. We will find a video that proves me right.
Did you look for one like how
the French,
how the French would say
how
it?
the French say enchiladas. I'm like, maybe that's where I got
And
it
it was
from.
still,
I don't know.
it was still enchiladas.
Yeah.
Still enchilada. That's funny.
No, I couldn't find
it.
one with the French saying
Did
it.
you? I thought you did.
No, I couldn't.
Oh.
I'm like, this is bullshit. Let's go to
Yeah,
France.
Yeah. I'll find a French person.
Yeah.
But tell them about the flower incident.
Playing about the what?
The flower.
Oh, the flower. Leveling the flower.
Oh, that. Okay, I literally thought you meant like a bouquet of flowers or something. I'm like, no, Simon, would you like?
No, you go for it.
No, you tell the story.
Go for it.
You've been very quiet for a little hot minute.
Oh, it's hard to get a word in with you.
That's true.
No, so there's a couple of clips. One's the beans one,
Beans
and the other
disaster,
one when she first was just putting all the spices and that together,
which took me an hour.
which took her an hour. She just got one of the measurements wrong, and so the spoon she had was just.
It was supposed to be like 3 tablespoons or something,
Yeah.
and I overfilled the second
Overfilled it.
tablespoon.
And we all sort of go, oh, that's.
I'm like, oh, oops, too much.
Oh, oops, too much. So she just sort of with her finger scraped
it
the
out.
top off
Into the
into the bowl,
and then
and then tipped the spoon in as well. And we all sit there. We just pissed ourselves. We were laughing, and the look on her face was like,
Oh,
you
wait
can
a
see
minute.
me processing it.
what did I just do?
I've seen. Have you seen the videos of people when they get like
Oh, he's gonna say the
The thing
Is it
that's
the
so
broth?
fun. Yeah.
and then
I
you
was
get the
talking about it
sieve,
earlier.
and then the person pours all the. They naturally you strain the bones.
Yeah,
Yes.
But then you use the straining pasta. You keep the pasta, but she did it the wrong way and just poured all the broth down the sink. And
Yeah.
then all the bones, she just hold, and it's like, oh, I just spent like
We
12
had
hours
that exact
making
same conversation this morning
Yes.
over breakfast
Did you?
because they were talking about the flower thing because I hadn't seen it and
Yeah.
then I was like, oh, have you seen the videos?
That. We spent too
and I
much time
literally
together.
and I even referenced pasta as well.
yeah, the exact thing.
You did too.
The exact
we were
same
able to,
thing.
You
like,
literally, you
bring
don't
it back
need two of us here. We're just taking
We're the
turns.
same.
Yeah.
We're
Yep.
the same.
Yeah.
What else did you think
Do the
about?
same thing. That's like if we did a duo gig, we just play one song each, and we would.
It'd be the same song.
It'd be the same song, and we wouldn't add to each other's set.
No.
We wouldn't add anything, and we it just. There's
And
just
we'd
no
fail
point.
miserably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
It'd be
point.
great. We
Yeah.
should do it.
Yeah, we should. We did once.
We did once. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was that was a
We did
weird
once.
gig.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
A weird
But yeah.
gig. Weird gig.
Mm.
And we got.
Yeah.
Did we get ice cream or hot chocolate?
Oh, we streamed that gig. Yeah, we did a random gig. I don't know. Can't remember.
Can't
But it was good.
remember.
It was good.
Oh,
So you guys haven't really done duo gigs that much together. Like,
Not together. It doesn't. It'd be hard to work out how it would fit
Yeah.
because we both loop. and
Yeah.
everything. So we're both very self-sustained, and then it's just like, how do we fit amongst
Yeah, you got to
each
work
other?
somebody
We'd
else
have
into
to,
what
we'd have to
you're
rehearse
doing.
essentially,
It
which
would-
we just too lazy
because
to.
it would be,
Or I
it'd be
think
almost
work out
just
which
take
parts people would do
you
maybe
just
a
take
bit
it for
more.
whoever's singing lead or whoever's doing it. Either
Yeah.
you work out, okay, if
Yeah.
I'm singing lead, am I looping as well? Is it my song? And then you just add
Well, this
flavour
is
to
the
it,
thing.
or the
Is I
opposite?
imagine
Yeah.
each song would end up as like 5 minutes into a game of Twister, where leg is there and arm is there, and
We
we're
both
doing that
loop.
kind of thing. We're both just in weird shapes, going, "Okay, we got this. Yeah, we got this." And then next song, roll again. And I reckon each song would be
I
like
guess-
that.
we loop at the same
Yeah.
time, and because you
Yeah.
can with the
You
Yeah,
synchronize
but,
them?
but I think,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
think you
Yeah,
have
synchronize
a
them.
dynamic where, like, say, Sai is like the lead guitarist kind
That's
of
cool.
vibe.
no, I'm a lead guitarist. What are you talking
Obviously,
about?
you're
Clearly.
lead bass guitarist. But like you almost there is a structure there and ready. Whereas
Yeah.
with when it's like two of the same item, just like okay,
It's amazing, actually.
it's like trying to work it out.
But that's what it is. It's just working out
It's
the
just working out,
dynamic,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you can go right. This is what we are. This
But
is what
just
we
think how
do.
much oomph it gives you as well. You have two guitar. You just say, if you know, well, am I taking lead on this one? Yeah. And the other person just lays down.
And then you
rhythm.
go, I don't know how. And you go, me neither. But you said it first.
But it does. It's we had a band gig at Crown last week. Was it
Last
last
Friday,
week?
yeah.
Last Friday, and we usually we have 5 piece, and we usually have we've got obviously drums, me on vocals, Simon on guitar and vocals, and we usually have obviously the
A keyboard
bassist,
player.
and then we usually have a keyboard player. If we're doing a 5-piece lineup, our keyboard player wasn't available that date, and we couldn't find. All the keyboard players were booked, and it was like, why don't we just add another guitarist? Two dual guitars, and people just went nuts for it. And we had a lot of the other musicians coming going, that is such a fat sound, and how it sounded amazing having the two guitars fill it out.
Yeah, and look, the beauty of that is both myself and the other guitarist, we've been playing around for years and years and years. So like, we barely talked before the gig. We didn't rehearse with him or anything.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'd only actually met him a couple of times, yet I've known him for probably 25 years or something.
Yeah.
But we just go, you just sense, all right,
And you
you're
just
playing
look at
that
each other
part,
and
I'll play this part.
Yeah.
And it's all...
Yeah. See, we don't have that.
Yeah,
We'd
no.
be both
We
our
don't like
left
looking
and
at
right
each other.
hands would be in sync. You know, when you see two guitarists and they're
playing
both
the same
strumming
thing.
the same pattern, and
No,
and then
it
their
wouldn't
cans
be-
are in the same root chords, that'd be us.
It wouldn't be in sync. It'd be that jarring just off. just off. Just like that.
Because one
almost
person wants to
doubling.
speed it up a bit, and the other person's
one's like, "Oh,
slagging,
pull
and
it back a
yeah.
bit. Come on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
look, even that, like Erin and I do that.
Yeah.
Like when she's playing guitar, she's quite...
We
I'm
should
sorry.
do. You know
Energetic.
what we and him
You
should do
need to
is
try
we
it.
should start a duo called like the stereo pair. I'll have the left speaker,
Yeah,
you have the
that's-
right, and we hard
completely
pan, and it
pan.
would actually give quite a cool effect if we played the
Yes.
same thing. Because
Absolutely.
it actually, that's what I do in production a lot of
Yeah.
the time.
True.
That would actually. be
You're
very cool.
replicating what you'd record.
Yeah.
I
That'd be
was
cool.
really hoping you
And if people go to one side, actually, you could see who's sounding better because people would just move away from like,
What's
the
going on
version
in
of
that
the
speaker?
room.
I'm going over
People
here.
would just go, oh,
What's that guy
actually,
doing?
oh, and then like, oh, we could win them across.
Yeah.
It'd be
So
a
like, I'll
constant
start doing a bit and then see if we can pull them across. That would be a great game show.
It wouldn't.
You play
It'd
the
be
same
something she
song
watches.
simultaneously.
She
Oh,
definitely.
you
watched
guys could be
it.
the judges.
Let's go!
Yeah.
I'm ready
That'd
for
be
this.
great.
I was
Let's do
really
it.
hoping you were going to
There's
go
something
with
in that.
Mongolian throat singing. Is what we should do.
Oh, no. Well, that could be good too.
But
That's a good
okay.
idea. Stereo.
But
gig.
I remember when we went over to your guys, and we were jumped in the stream, and we were talking about guitars and everything. And me and Tom have had a conversation a long time ago about guitarists and people who can just like step in. And me and him both said our statement on it is, "I'm not that guy."
No, we're not that,
Just
not
like,
that one.
I'll just jump in. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Just play with you, just go.
Yeah, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. We both know people who are that guy. And you and that guitarist
Yeah.
are that guy. You can just, I can just find my way into the song and I'm in. And then you just like looking at each other and you just know where everything is. I could do that with musicians and things, and I like do it with a drummer that I never practice with and stuff. But you just like give him a look or whatever, and you're just like, we know where this is going.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, Lorenzo, I like lead because I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
And he just looks at my hands and then just
Yep.
puts the capo way up here somewhere and just makes it
Just
sound
follow.
insanely good.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You're like, that chord doesn't
holy
exist.
moly. And does sings harmonies and all this stuff. And I'm just like,
There's,
feel like
there's
that's-
another guy that
He's amazing.
I do duo work with, and it's a bit like that. Like at gigs, he'll just play songs I've never heard before.
You
And
just watch
I'll
where
just
he's placing and follow.
I'll just let him start it, So he leads it like you probably do, but because I sort of do all the kick stuff and looping stuff, which he doesn't really do, I'll sort of take over that rhythm section and play all the bits. But I'll let him start. Sometimes I'll let it go until the first chorus and go, all right, I know where you are now. I know what you're doing. They're the chords, and you just watch the hands. But you're obviously taking the bulk of what the song's about. So you're just filling in the other bits.
No, for sure.
So you're not really a focal point.
Your rhythm's holding it together. A lot, and that's where like all the skill is in a lot of ways as well. I think someone might not see it, like, oh, this guy's the lead, so he's like doing most of it, but it's like, oh, actually, this is the
that's a skill that
this is the real skill. It like does lie in that being able to do that.
But that's something that I think you and I, Simon, have just been lucky that we do a lot of fill-in gigs. We have for years and years. Like, how many odd years? Like, you've probably been doing this for
a long time.
It's like since I was 18. Like,
a couple of years.
But that's, and I don't know if that's, I don't know what. Again, we said we don't know what the scene's like up here when it comes to that kind of stuff. But there's just. Well, there was pre-COVID even. Like, there are so many gigs going around that, where we had to do, and you do a lot of filling gigs where it's just like, someone needs a singer at this gig, can you do it? Go. And then you've never met the entire band before, never met them, rock up, bang, do the gig, that's it. And you say, what do you know? What key are you doing in? Okay, go. And, that's a skill that's, I think we've acquired over a long time, both of us, but it's a skill that's
it's absolutely
you need
a skill.
It's a practice.
For sure.
You've got to be in there and be doing it.
That would be terrifying to so many people.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that we probably tend to forget those things.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I don't do much of that. And then when I get asked that stuff, I'm just like, oh, like, it's not going to sound good. I can do it. I can have a go, but it's not like, it's immediately out of my. I've kind of built my solo sets and stuff just around what I do best.
Absolutely.
100%. When someone else comes in and they sing, I want to sing it up here, I'm just like, well, okay. Sort of rethink everything I'm doing.
It's just like, well, this capable is getting some work today.
And that's just the difference. And like, you've obviously fine-tuned that, and you're doing the gigs that you guys are doing what you're good at, and that's why people love you guys. And why you're good in being a solo entertainer, like, and that's
no, for sure.
Just it's you don't know what you don't know. And I always say that you don't know what you don't know, and it's like if you're not, it doesn't mean people just acquire different skills on the way, and doesn't mean that anyone else is better than anyone else.
Oh, absolutely not.
But I needed a drummer one time, so I messaged.
I can do that for you.
I've seen. If I'm in Melbourne, I might call someone else.
You probably won't call me.
But yes, I messaged a girl I know who's in a band. She's a really good drummer in a band, and I was like, "Is there any chance he'd like? Is he someone who'd just jump in or whatever?" And she's like, "Not a chance. He's a really good drummer, but he has to rehearse everything, and he has to know all the. He's got to get all his charts, and he's got to be everything. And it's just like, I can't deal with that. I can't do that for what like the way I play. I need someone who's just gonna fit in and work around it and just go and just like look up every now and again to see if we're still going there. And like, yeah, great. But then I booked in a gig before someone pulled out, and they booked in a drummer. He's since moved to the UK. Like he's been like touring with big bands and everything. The day that he played, she'd booked him in, and I was like, look, I don't want him to lose work because he pulled out. Just like, I'll play with him, fine. She sent me his Instagram. He looked like pretty good and everything. So I was like, yeah, cool. And like he'd that day there was a festival on in the Hunter Valley, and he was playing with like two like good bands. I think one was on Hottest 100, like good level bands. He was just like session drumming for them at this festival, and then just like drove an hour and a half down to come play like a little bar gig with me. And he was wild. He just had like minimal kit, and I was just like, he's like, just you do you, and he's like, I'll just fit. And I was like, oh my god. And then I found out he was going to the UK, and I was like, no. Because he was wild. He was so good, and like just even different bits, and he's like, he'd fit into the groove, and then he'd just pull in dynamics of when to go loud, when to come quiet, when to like when we got to go fast, and just like having someone who you just feel the song and go, okay, I've got this. I'm in. And it's like not necessarily songs that he knew, but you just sort of got where it was going. And then sometimes it wasn't somewhere where I wanted it to go, but I was like, no, he's right. This is good. I like this. This is a good way to go. But it's having that, back and forth of allowing both people to express it, and then like that's good. And some people can't go near that and jump in with other people.
Yeah, it's a skill. It's like an experience-based skill that it just comes over. And it's you don't often you don't always see it, and then because you can miss it in like a set, But when you're like there as a musician, you're like, oh, okay, I can, you get that.
Actually, that makes me think of a question. Have you both did live learns, right?
Yeah, I didn't do that many. I did a few.
Don't really do them.
I didn't like the fact that I have to kind of like listen to the song. I guess because you can kind of go away and come back inside sort of stage and listen to it. Because for me, it's kind of like it's sort of abrupt. I can't really play the song because it'll DMCA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then I feel like I feel weird because I'm just leaving this silence.
Yes. That was originally why we did it that way.
We did it,
We actually asked, remember we asked on stream, I actually said, because that's why we wanted to keep the pace. So I said, well, one of us will go out and we'll listen to it and swap.
Taking turns.
And I asked on stream if people prefer that so that we don't lose it, or do they prefer to watch us working it out? And a lot of people actually said they prefer
to watch us
working it out and see that process. We still haven't done that. I'm
something going from like a gigging musician when you used to like pace and songs and stuff to go to Twitch, you can suddenly like. I go on Twitch, I play a gig, and then like I'm pretty bad, but I'll go have a 20-minute break and just leave my phone there. I come back and they're all still there, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like I expect them all to leave. And like if I'm not, but like people are pretty like, it's a different medium. Yeah. People aren't like, oh, it's over. Because at a regular gig, as soon as the music stops, people are like, I
need to leave.
And they're also like, you walk past them and they're like, who are you? Get out of my way. And I'm like, I'm the musician you were just watching. Like, people just immediately forget who you are as well.
But not even that. Like, I think you're going to say what I'm saying.
Well, I was going to say that what you're describing, I was actually going to bring this up before. This was what I had a really big issue myself with at the start of Twitch when we first started, because I kept treating it like a gig. And I kept I'd be like, we got to do more songs. We got to stop the talking.
Yeah.
So, and even at the start, I'd be like, we got to start at this time. We got to do this. And it took me a long time to sort of switch
out
that
of that. No, for sure.
And go, well, no, that's not what this is.
You can leave like
it's not
silence
a gig.
and you can just have a chat for half an hour.
But I've gone so far the other way now. In my gigs, I'm like sitting around in between.
We do that sometimes too, don't we?
On Saturday night, we had a gig, and there was a few times I turned to Erin, I was like, come on.
Hey, they loved it.
But yeah, they were all into it, but I was feeling uncomfortable because I'm like, we're getting paid to play music here, and you're just having a chat with everybody. I'm
I don't do it that much.
But it was like after every song the other night, you were having a chat. I was like, I'm sitting there going, we got to play some music. We got to play songs. Oh, it was fun. That was just me.
It's fun. Yeah, exactly.
As much as we do on Twitch.
Sometimes I'm a bit like, because I'm streaming some live gigs now, and I have a bit of a chat to like the online chat in between.
Yeah.
And I was saying people tend to think people who are there for the like live people who are just there having lunch and stuff tend to look over and think I'm a bit. I have a little foot switch which mutes the PA. And then it turns it back on, so I can just mute it and just chat to the chat a bit. And people, I get the weird looks because people think you're a bit deranged because you're just talking to yourself. I do occasionally. That's my cue to get back on when someone goes, "Oh mate, I don't think your
mic's on."
Speaks on it, and I'm like, "Oh really? Okay." And then I keep playing. But I'm just talking to like however many people are online. Requesting songs and stuff.
We even said, and I mean, maybe your audience is a hell of a lot more attentive than ours, but in terms of like giving, but we find like even on Twitch, people are there for you. They clicked on your channel for you. And so you see them in the chat and they're like, hey, and they respond and they say, or it's the end of a song, it's like claps, or it's like, that was great, or whatever, and you exchange with an occasional dickhead who's like, I think that was out of time. Whatever. But it's like, oh wow, thank you, bye, get up. Would you like more followers? Would you like my credit card details? But at live gigs, it's like, at the end of a song, sometimes it's, when you feel just in playing something at lunch or whatever it is, and people aren't even paying attention to you because they're having their lunch.
It's actually quite weird to do a live stream and play live because you have both at the same time, and you're like, I've got these really attentive people who are genuinely listening to everything I'm doing, and I'm actually kind of chatting to them because they're the only ones
'Cause they're the
really
ones that
listening,
engage.
and then
I
other
actually
people aren't.
put in a little bit of effort into those, though.
No,
Because if I just did a
exactly.
live gig and I didn't have the stream up, I'd just be cruising.
Yeah.
I'd just have a loop set and I'd just be feet up. Just just listen to that for a
12
bit, guys.
minute.
I'll be back in
Yeah,
5
exactly.
minutes.
Cruise
Like that kind of thing. But then
Yeah.
That's why I was yelling at people last night because when they didn't
Oh, that
clap,
was
I was
funny.
just like, excuse me, appreciate your
harassing
musician.
people,
Yeah.
harassing people in the
harassing
bar
people,
yeah.
yesterday.
And then they're like,
I'd,
oh,
finish,
really?
I'd finish a song and she's like, these people are having a chat and she's just leaning over, shouting at them. Excuse me, and then like
Love
looking at her, and she's
Well,
starting
you know what
laughing,
you
looking
missed?
at
You
them.
missed. You were on your phone, I think, in chat with Alex's chat, and that guy after he finished it, come over to you and he's going, clap, come on, support. Like,
And
I
you just
completely
didn't
missed
do it?
that.
Yeah.
laughing away
I was
yourself
pissing
on
myself. I'm
chat
like,
and
he's
screaming.
giving it back to her.
He got shot down though because I wasn't.
Yeah,
listening
meanwhile
at
you were
all.
writing
No.
exclamation point claps.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
chat. And you're like,
Excuse
I
me.
don't
Done
get
it
it.
already.
You don't get
I was
what's going
clapping.
on.
You on Twitch? No, sit down. But he's like, I've been in Australia. He's like, I've been in Australia for 2 days.
Yeah, 2
That's
days.
right.
He said,
That's like,
Yeah.
he was an Irishman. Hey,
God.
Irishman.
the chick. Yes, say it, Simon.
I don't
I
Say
don't
it.
know. I don't know
Yes,
who's
you
on
do.
that.
Say it.
Apparently, she
Say
thinks
it.
your accent was good.
The Irish chick sitting next to us I was like, okay, everybody says I do a terrible Irish accent. I'm like, how's me Irish? She said, I have a little leprechaun at the end of the rainbow. And she's like, that was amazing. I'm like, thank you.
Amazing.
This girl was hammered, by the way.
Yeah, and I think she was just being nice.
Hammered
No,
and
she said,
deaf.
that was an amazing Irish accent. That woman was probably not that great, but shut up. But
Amazing.
That accent is identical to a Welsh accent as well.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a Welshman.
Yeah,
But he's a
That's
little bit
identical to
Scottish.
her.
It's a little bit deeper.
It's
Wizard,
actually
wizard,
all
Harry.
Welsh
Now
people
do like
are-
an Indian accent. It'll be the same.
I don't think you can say that, Simon.
Why not?
if you try and do an Indian accent, it's like if you turn the
That's
Welsh.
not,
accent.
okay, that's not okay. No, okay.
If you do
no.
a Welsh accent and you
I went
turn the
some-
volume up too much, like if you go too far,
I don't-
it becomes an Indian accent. And that's if people in Wales try to impersonate a Welsh person, then they try to do a really strong one. You go
It's
too
too
far
far.
and it becomes Indian.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Oh,
So-
wait, what?
So like
Yeah.
loud Welsh people get confused,
when you go,
like at the airports and stuff.
when you go,
No, because
At passport control,
So
they're
right,
like,
you do-
no, you're not.
Am I doing
Wait
that?
a minute. But if you do a Welsh accent, you go, if you really talk in Welsh, right, this
You
is a
really talk
really
in
strong
Welsh.
Welsh accent.
I don't know
If you
why
really
people
talk
say
and
that.
you end up talking and you go like that, and then you go too far.
you go to
Oh, because you do like it's like in the
compressing
yeah,
and it becomes
really
But
too
then-
far.
because you
But then
kind of
you've got
hold
to-
your when you say
Yeah.
Are we
really,
offending
you
so
kinda
many
like-
people right now?
Yeah,
you
just
rein it
probably-
back, don't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
And
know
you
what,
just
this
go
is-
too far, you end up in Indian.
So,
This is all in like in I know when I did my acting course when I was at the in New
New
York.
York.
Thank you.
yeah.
And this is going to be so bad because I'm actually going to talk about like accent. Like we had an accent class about. It's like a TikTok. Erin, shut up. We got to finish now. We had an accent class, and it's just all about like different accents and where their placement is. Your soft palate, like, and your lip placement, how fast, how slow you talk, all the different dialects, like in America especially, the different dialects that they have over there. Oh my gosh, this is what you got to look forward to. And just Australia, like how do you speak in an Australian? Do you do the Australian accent? Turn it up times 1,000 and slur everything. Just it's not. There's not 10 words in a sentence. It's one word. How you doing? How you guys going? It's just one
Yeah,
word.
that's
Like
true.
that.
Yeah.
That
That-
lazy.
that-
Don't
yeah.
open your mouth at all. Like and different
Yeah.
things like that. Whereas if you're speaking like
not-
someone from England, you've got to slow it down and you over pronunciate
Yeah.
every single consonant.
But that annoys me as well.
Yeah,
in those
that's
movies
true,
where
though.
every English accent is like this posh English accent, and
Yeah.
it's like that.
But you
that
could be
barely
from, was it
exists.
Wella?
Yeah.
You come from Jersey Shore,
Essex.
Geordie Shore. Like, but yeah, no.
Yeah, it's a harder one to do.
She said,
I think
instead
posh-
of why.
Everyone seems to be able to do a
Well,
bit
I-
of posh.
I don't know.
I think posh isn't that hard for some reason with accents.
is-
Hey,
No.
people,
Yeah.
everyone can kind of do a bit of a posh accent. I feel like,
Or if you're from
but
like,
then like a
Georgia.
Scouse or something.
I mean,
I
I can do
don't
it.
know where to start.
But the point is, it's about well, all these different accents is just the way to do them is they all have different. Is there a bird?
No.
No.
Just a couple of puppies.
It's just how do you do this? Different articulation, different like that. You can do an accent. You just got to find out how
Yeah,
people
I
where
think
the
it's
placement
practice.
is and how.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Just
No
manipulating the
Australian.
voice.
I don't know how anybody who's not from Australia can do. I don't think I've ever heard anybody do a decent Australian accent that's not from Australia. We're messed
yeah.
up.
It becomes like
it's so messed
people
up.
do like a weird English cross.
Yes.
I find it.
Or like
It's always
English
quite English.
crossed with, like,
yeah,
New
it's like a bit
Zealand.
Cockney, or like it's like, oh, hello, governor. They do like
Right.
that's their Aussie, and you're like, what?
with the shoulders.
Yeah.
What's shrimp on the barbie?
Yeah, from
Like,
Australia. Yeah, they kind of.
Or they go Kiwi.
Goes weird. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not from New Zealand, mate. Like,
Yeah.
New Zealand.
I'm not from New Zealand.
Yeah.
But it's yeah. But you can't even. I try and like spell it out.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
how we would say it phonetically.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. I can't
you
even do
can't.
They
it.
can't get. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
impossible.
Yeah. No, it is weird. It is
It
really
is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, guys.
Thank you.
Um,
No, thank you.
Oh, where can you
Appreciate
find all your music and things?
Well, we didn't talk. Well, I don't know now because remember we were talking
this
about
is
that
the thing.
name
I
change.
was thinking about this earlier because you
Yeah.
talked to me about this. They're contemplating a name change. So this has made everything
Twitch
difficult.
name change
Yes.
about whether because we were talking about wanting to do a bit more uploading, like having because when we started on Twitch, maybe you should tell the story because it'll take me
Forever.
30 minutes
All
to
right.
explain it.
Quick
It'll take
story.
5
When we
minutes.
started on Twitch, Erin was really just getting going with, well, sort of re-establishing her original music.
Yep.
And wanting to pursue that more. So I said, let's call it Erin Shay. Let's base it around you. You're the product. I'm not the product. I'm the guy behind the scenes. That was what I wanted to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, so I just said, I think it's the wise thing is to put the product on you because you're
to put my name
you're
out
what
there.
people are going to tune into. They're not going to want to see me. They want to see her, right?
Oh,
Should have
how
just
the
said.
tables have turned.
Well,
Oh, yes.
over
We had
time,
this
I've
discussion
obviously
last night.
realised it's not necessarily that I'm more the product, but we are.
We
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
We've definitely become
You know,
friends
and
now.
I realise we've both got our place in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this
So-
discussion last night.
Yeah.
It's the yin
actually.
to the yang. It's the you're the
100%.
chill guy. and
Erin
next
Si
to the
live.
Erin
Well, we
Si.
talked
Well,
said, or Erin and Si.
Or just
discussed
even just
about-
an Erin and Si, maybe
yeah,
something
Erin.
like that.
Well, wherever we'll have them tagged.
Yes.
Well, look,
but-
at
whatever
the
it
moment,
is.
We were
there's
debating about whether to do that or not, where it's umming and ahhing and wanting to do a bit more travel bloggy kind of stuff too,
Yeah.
and have that. And like, we are the product, it's not just, I can't call it Erin Shay.
No,
Live,
exactly.
'cause
And it's like
us.
people tune in to like you just having a chat, you
Yeah.
know, like other stuff.
Yeah.
On,
Yeah.
Especially with the Twitch
Well, that's-
platform.
well,
It's
that's
like
right. We want to
people
build
are
it.
there
I
for
think,
you, actually, not just the music stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know.
That's I think because we've talked about building a bit more of maybe creating a new sort of YouTube channel and things like that,
Yeah.
and it being a lifestyle
It is
thing of
collective.
us,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
us
yeah.
day-to-day things, and
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and
Like
creating stuff
refried
like
the
that.
beans.
Yeah,
The
fantastic
refried
cooking.
beans, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
More.
and it is you and me, and it's like everybody sees it. If it's just me on the stream, if Simon's up doing a solo gig, it's pretty much just
Chaos.
it's chaos, and
Yeah,
it's like I there is no Simon to reel me back in once I'm
Yeah.
okay. You've just hit the boundary,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
back in and settle down. Well, I'm going to keep things on track.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
me and
Yeah,
no
it's-
end in
it
sight.
needs the
Who knows?
balance. It needs
Yeah.
the balance. It needs the other character in it. To,
Yes.
To show that
To
you
complement-
are
we
mental.
complement
And
each
you
other.
need a reference point to go. She's completely crazy. She is.
It's like I can't watch this anymore. It's like the car crash watching in slow motion.
Yeah.
Can't look away, but I know how it ends.
Yes.
But no, we because we complement each other.
Ah.
Aw.
But
a
digressing,
great
yes, you can see us
note
on
to
Erin
end on.
Shay Live on Twitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
My
And then it's-
socials are usually Erin Shay Music. Yours,
Most of mine are just Si
Si
Hopman.
Hopman Music.
Well, Si Hopman Music or Si Hopman.
But you also have your original band, Shadow
My original
Queen.
band, Shadow Queen. Yep.
And they've
Just
just
released
released a
a
new
song,
song.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
2 weeks
Someday.
ago. About 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
song's
nice.
called Someday, then
It
James
is.
will it Someday, but yeah.
Yes, it is. So yeah, check that out as
Someday
well.
it's coming.
Yeah.
Someday. It'll come out someday.
That's me on my next single. When's it out? Soon. I've been saying that since 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Well, yeah.
Beautiful.
We're
Well,
out.
It's been a pleasure.
MUSOS
All right.
podcast
Thank you so much, guys.
everywhere.
Thank you.
That's
see
what
you
we
in the
are.
next-
We've got our
next
handle
one.
sorted. MUSOS podcast everywhere.
Oh, we do.
MUSOS
Without
podcast.
everywhere's not in the.
Oh, yeah, but we are everywhere.
Yes.
We are omnipresent.
Okay. Goodbye.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
You.